Okay, I'm just going to start right off the bat and give you guys some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that in less than 2 months, on March 30th, Black Clover episode 170 will be the final episode. The good news is that it probably won't be the last Black Clover episode ever. It is far more likely to return than to not return, so we're going to talk about that in this video. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Got some bad news today. Seems like the Black Clover anime will be coming to an end very soon. We only have about 8 episodes left. So, with that being said, a lot of people are not too happy about it, and then you have a bunch of people who are now spreading misinformation saying that Black Clover is canceled and that it will never return. But guys, it is far more likely to return than not. I would probably bet money on it. I'd say it's like a 90% chance it's going to return. It just really is. And so, why is the Black Clover anime ending? Well guys, it's because of how close the anime has caught up to the manga. Guys, with the latest episode, I believe we got to chapter 244 or 245 when it came to the coverage of the manga. And if the anime is on 244 and the manga is currently on 280, that means it's only 36 chapters behind, and it usually adapts around 2 to 4 episodes. I think it's generally about 3 chapters per episode. That means that in 8 chapters, it'll be roughly on chapter 268 in the anime, and at that time the manga will be at 288, so it'll be only 20 chapters behind the manga, and it only get closer and closer and closer. Now the issue with that is the closer that the anime gets to the manga, the harder it is to do the anime, because guys, the anime takes longer to create an episode. It takes weeks or months to create the episode. If they have to take weeks or months to create it, and they're only given like designs and stuff for the chapter a few weeks in advance, or they don't even get it because the anime surpasses the manga, then the anime is going to suffer, and you're probably going to lead to 2 different continuities, like it kind of happened with Dragon Ball Super, where the anime surpassed the manga, and things happened very differently, which is something I do not want to happen, because it just creates confusion. So, I think that this is overall a good thing to happen. So, that is essentially the main reason why the Black Clover anime is going to be quote-unquote canceled. It's not canceled, it's ending because of how close it is catching up to the manga. Now, if you go over on Twitter, this is from the Black Clover official Twitter page, and this is what they say. Final round decided on the same day as serious announcement. So it says the final broadcast will be decided on March 30th, which is a Tuesday. In addition, we will make a serious announcement after the final broadcast. It will be exciting for the final episode. Thank you for supporting until the end. Now, that it does seem pretty bleak, but I don't think this is the actual end. There could be, if you just look at different seasonal animes, they will say the similar thing on their PR like Twitter accounts, where they will call it the end, even though it's just the end of the season, because it is kind of basically the end of the season here. But they also, there will be a serious announcement. So I think that serious announcement could be the movie, because I didn't make a video on this a while ago, that there has been a live action movie project that was leaked a while ago, and this is from a very credible leaker, a guy who leaks a bunch of Marvel and DC stuff, and he is right. I think it was like 70 to 80% of the time or something like that. So it's like a 70 to 80% chance we are getting a Black Clover movie. So that could be the actual huge announcement. Maybe it will hopefully go to an animated one, because I much prefer animated anime movie rather than a live action. But yeah, so this is basically where it's all stemming from, of why Black Clover is going to be ending. And that's why, or that's how it came from. But it seems to be wise, because the anime is just way too close to the manga. Now, there have been a bunch of production issues in the Black Clover anime, just people being overworked, essentially being underpaid, and being rushed to get the anime done. It's because it's a weekly anime. It's really hard to do that with that type of production style. Now, I know that Period, they wanted Black Clover to be a long-running series. They wanted that. They wanted that to be their staple, and they wanted it to be very profitable. It has been for them. It's been their 4th most profitable anime on their entire platform, which is impressive because they have a pretty big slate. So for Black Clover to be 4th, that means it is making them a lot of money, which again would make sense for them to cancel and end it completely if it was that profitable for them. but they might just realize that Jujutsu Kaisen, My Academia, Demon Slayer, they all ended up being better in the long run and essentially more profitable just because they were seasonal. As in a seasonal anime, you generally get 20 to 25 episodes, and it's a good blend of quality and quantity. You still get 20 to 25 episodes a year, maybe sometimes it is every other year if there's a huge break, but what happens is it's a much better adaptation, and it's much higher quality. You usually get better animation, better art, all of that, and it ends up being better overall because it is more quality. You sacrifice essentially half the quantity for more quality. So my hopes is that maybe for the rest of 2021, Black Clover isn't going to be, because it's not going to be coming out for the rest of 2021 likely, but maybe in the start of 2022 or in the middle of 2022, it will return as a seasonal anime. Now, with 8 episodes left, there is kind of multiple ending points of what could happen. It will probably end with the end of the Yami fight and maybe the start of us meeting Noct. Actually, it kind of does have to end with us at least meeting Noct because he is shown in the opening. So I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of ends with the captain's meeting where Noct shows up and that's where it ends, or if it ends more towards the end of the Asta and Libe training, and it's right before they go to attack the Spade Kingdom, and that's where it ends. It kind of depends on how fast they adapted. So if you do see people saying that Black Clover has been canceled, it's pretty much misinformation. They just said it's the final broadcast. It does not mean canceled. Now, the reason why it kind of makes no sense for it to be canceled is it is a top 20 selling manga, which Black Clover kind of gets attacked for manga sales, but being top 20 in general is still good. I don't think people realize how many manga there are out there. So if you're top 20, you're doing well. It's sold 11 million copies. Now, of course, yeah, My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, and now even Fire Force, yeah, they're doing better, but part of the reason why is they have crazy good anime adaptations compared to Black Clover's, which is, again, hit and miss, but guys, I do think that we should still praise the staff of Black Clover. It really generally isn't the staff's fault most of the time. It's how rushed they are by Period. And so that means that it's not really their fault. They're working with the time they are given. So thanks to all of the staff, everybody who has ever worked on the Black Clover anime, I have loved it from the very beginning. I remember, I think it was in January of 2018 when I first started. There was only like 12 episodes out at the time. I caught up, and by the time I was caught up, there was 15. And I was like, wow, this is a really good series. And then shortly after, I got into the manga. And then I ended up catching up to the anime and got to see, there's so many good memories. Patri versus Yami, Veto versus Asta, Black Asta in episode 63. Just so many great moments in the anime, and I'm going to miss it, but it will be back, guys. It just really will. It just wouldn't make sense for it not to. Like I said, it's the 4th most profitable anime on Period. That's something they're going to want back at some point, but it might be just better for them to return later, because it's going to be. If it's that important to them, they will put the care into it so that it doesn't catch up and then surpass the manga. That is not a great idea whatsoever. So just keep that in mind, guys. If I'd say maybe the manga or the anime returns in a year from March 30th, that would essentially give a huge breathing room between the manga and the anime. Let's say if the manga or the anime gets up to 260 roughly in the manga, and then you add 50 chapters from a year of no production and then a manga every week roughly, that would basically put it at like the 330s range. And then if the anime returns and it only does like 20 episodes because it's seasonal, it wouldn't catch up, because then it would maybe get closer and closer, and then it would be a break, and we get a 6-month break. The anime gets 6 months, or the manga gets 6 months to release a chapter every single week. And then by the time the anime comes back, if it's seasonal, then there's a huge gap and it keeps going. That would be good. Hopefully that maybe the anime is off for a year and then it returns as a seasonal anime. I think that'd be great for Black Clover. If we get seasonal quality animation for the Spade arc, the rest of it at the least, that's going to be amazing, guys. Just think of all the cool stuff that's going to happen. Yuno versus Zenon rematch. And then we get the 100% Dark Disciples, or Dark Triad, I mean. Then we get the Twin Devils, Nama and Lilith. And guys, we're only going to get more and more devils with more and more crazy stuff, more and more crazy powers. If that gets seasonal anime quality of animation, it's going to be bonkers. It'll probably heavily increase the manga sales. And Black Clover could probably be a lot more relevant. So hopefully Black Clover does return as a seasonal. Maybe it will return as a seasonal. I still think it's probably kind of likely that it might return and still be weekly. But who knows, guys? I do think that it will definitely return, though. So if you guys see people saying it's canceled, there's no confirmation it's been canceled. They're saying it's just the final episode because they're probably don't have exact plans on when the next one will be. But guys, it makes no sense that Black Clover would be canceled. It's a top 20 selling manga, 4th most profitable anime on Period. In many countries, it's the most popular anime. And then also the credible leak that a movie is coming out. So when you pair all that together with the manga and the anime, how close they are to each other, it makes sense that it's just taking a break to give breathing room for the manga. So guys, if you see people saying that it's canceled, it's not really canceled. It would make no sense. It's probably just taking a break. So don't freak out. Take a deep breath. Rewatch the anime. Watch some other anime. Read some other manga. Black Clover will return. It just will. It's inevitable.
Inevitable.
But anyways, guys, I think that's really it. Just really disappointing, I guess, but it does make sense. One thing I was kind of thinking is that this really could have been prevented. They easily could have added another 15 to 20 episodes of filler in the 6-month time skip. Really, and at least to me, they barely covered anything in that time skip. Anything. It was a huge letdown, a huge waste, and it didn't even give that much of a breathing room between the manga and the anime, because now the anime has to end. And then I think that you also could have done a smaller filler between essentially the Light Triad all losing their fights and then them attacking the Spade Kingdom, because then you could have put some filler episodes of Yuno training with Longris, and then maybe a bunch of filler of Asta training with Libe and Gimodello. So I think that they could have done it differently, but if it does return eventually just as a seasonal, then that would be even better in the long run. Because just imagine how good the Spade arc would look. Just imagine how it would look seasonal. Just think of those Yoshihara episodes when they're just incredible. Just think of when it's like that consistently for an entire arc if it's seasonal, because it'd probably be much closer to that. That would be amazing for the series and amazing for the fans of Black Clover. But that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know your thoughts. Are you upset that Black Clover, the anime, is ending so far? And do you think it will return? I think that a lot of you guys will think it will return. I just believe so. But just don't. There's going to be so many clickbait articles, probably so many clickbait videos saying that it's for sure canceled. It'll never return. But no. And also people will probably bring up because it's Bleach returning. That might be an influence, but I still think that Bleach returning probably doesn't have that huge of an influence because you could probably just do both. But maybe it's just both factors. They're looking at, hey, the anime's almost catching up to the manga, but also Bleach is coming back. So maybe once Bleach is done, then they'll return with Black Clover. Hopefully if they do, it'll be seasonal, like I said. I keep rehashing the seasonal point because it would be amazing. But please leave a like if you did enjoy, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. We're getting close to 50,000 subscribers, even though YouTube is destroying me with the algorithm because they keep purging subscribers from me. It sucks. Guys, I was growing at 200 subscribers a day. I was growing at 200 subscribers a day. We were crushing it, getting close to that 50,000 subscriber goal. Then all of a sudden, within the last 5 days, YouTube has purged my channel of subscribers 3 times, where I checked my subscriber count, 2 minutes later, now I'm down 100 subscribers. And now, my growth rate has been just crippled. I went from averaging 200 subscribers a day to now like 60. I got only like 65 yesterday, which still it's growth, but it's disappointing because it's just artificial nerfing of my subscriber rate. So please subscribe if you guys did enjoy this video. That would really help to get us back on track of what we were doing, because it just makes no sense, because my views haven't gone down the last few days. My retention hasn't gone down. It's only just YouTube, the algorithm screwing me over because they're purging subscribers from me. But anyways, guys, please do subscribe, like, comment, turn on notifications. Plus,